There is a plethora of money in federal government contracts. There's over $500 billion in federal government contracts. Yes, it's there. And one of the ways you can cash in on these are through micro purchases. Micro purchases, simplified acquisitions, all of these type of purchases where someone is using a card. They're using a card. The question is, how do you find these type of opportunities? Number one, Unison. Unison is a marketplace. You must sign up to bid on opportunities with Unison. Many of the opportunities there are small. Micro purchase, simplified acquisition just means, in essence, it's a small purchase, simple. You need it, you get it, let's keep it moving. There's also through DIBS. They have the DLA Internet Bid Board Systems, and there's a lot of smaller purchases. Again, you must register. This is something that will change your life. It will give you the freedom that you're looking for, so you can do whatever you want to, whenever you want to, with whomever and however you want it, as long as it's not anything illegal. That's what government contracting is going to do for you. So for DIBS, you register, they buy a ton of different things. We have a contract that is worth over $20 million, and it involves training and development. We're part of a contract with the state of Florida where we staff, and it's a multi-million-dollar contract where we subcontract. This is a newsletter. Agencies still like to have things printed, still love these items. Who doesn't? We all love those little free bags, right? I just came from an event, man. I was cleaning up with the goodies. We love that kind of stuff. But who's providing the swag bag and the printing and the pens? Is that a government employee? Guess who it is? It's us, federal government contractors, y'all. I had a gentleman talk to my group who I coach, and he shared how he made over $100,000 in just a few months selling printed goods to the federal government. Crazy, right? GPO.gov. You will register, and what's beautiful about GPO.gov, for a lot of these opportunities, you go to Alibaba and you buy the thing and you resell it to the government. Do you need to have experience? No, you don't. You don't at all. It's not based on your experience. It's based on, can you win the work? That's what it's based on. I just provided this beautiful example. Government Publishing Office, GPO.gov. They procure rented things, and many of the vendors purchase these items from Alibaba or another company. It's irrelevant of your experience. Can you give me 20,000 of these? That's all I need to know. Can I get 20,000? Similar to, if you're thirsty, you're willing to pay $10 for a bottle of water because you just need some bottled water. You just need some water. Now, if you have several options of water, because you went to 7-Eleven, you may say, sure, I'm just going to take the cup and get the water from the fountain machine. You might do that too. That is the deal. So these are micro purchases because of the dollar amount. They're small, as well as the rules. You know, one of our contracts is in Hawaii. That's how I fell in love with Hawaii. We have 5 employees in Hawaii. When an agency knows, likes, and they trust you, they open up their wallet to you and they want to swipe. That's what they want to do. They don't want to go and search out. It's like how we are, we're creatures of habit. So it's very common that government contracting companies will have a ton of work within an agency because they know, like, and trust. How long did it take to achieve your first contract? I was in a unique situation. I was a graduate research student at Patrick Air Force Base. Now it's Patrick Space Force. That led to this beautiful opportunity because I added value to be a contractor. There are many people out there who are contractors. I know many reach out to me. Hey, Kizzy, I work for Raytheon. I work for Lockheed Martin. I work for a contractor right now, and I know I can do the work. I'm a contractor. So I was a subcontractor to a small business, but I said something very important. When I agreed to this, I said, I am going to grow my business. I'm not just going to look at this as a salary, because it was great. It was right under $100,000. That's amazing money. The average salary in the United States is like well under $55,000 a year. And for some, the average is like $24,000 a year. So I was very grateful and very blessed, but I knew that was just here. I didn't really know how I was going to get there or what it took to get there, what it even looked like to get there. I just knew this was not what I was put on this earth to do. And that was not the life I I wanted. So that first subcontract was for diversity and inclusion subject matter expertise, assessments, analytics. I helped with Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I helped a military leadership diversity commission. I have all of these different things there. A lot of them are kind of nestled behind me, a lot of my diversity work that I was part of. But I took that, and what I did is I used that side door. I went out there. I spoke at different places and got to meet people. And through that, I ended up with a paid speaking gig for the Army. I ended up with a paid training gig with the Army Reserves. And what really helped take me to the next level, and I'll never forget this, I spoke to a group from the National Guard out of DC area. And this one woman, she asked to talk to me afterwards. And I remember she said, Dr. Parks, oh, we're going to work together. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Again, not because of my popping hair, because of the value that I offered. I offered the value, and then they were able to come to me through subcontracting and simplified acquisition. But I put myself out there repeatedly. I didn't just take that one contract and say, oh, I've made it. Life is great. This is great. No, I was out there all of the time. But now I have a system in place. So you don't have to be out there all the time to get to this side door. But that's part of it. So to get the cash, to get government contracts, a physical address must be used. It could be where you live. You need a physical address. You can use your home. You can use an office such as WeWork or Regis or something of that nature. What's key is you have in your contract that you have a physical space. You're not just buying a virtual office. Virtual office, virtual address, no, it has to be physical. When I first started my flagship company, I used the address to my apartment. So use your home address. I understand you don't want to. Then the other alternative is you can use a family member's home address. You're going to need to have a lease. But ask yourself, why don't you want to use your home address? It's about right now. Can you use your home address for right now? And then once you're bringing in revenue, maybe change it? I don't know. All I can tell you is this. You're not going to get any cash, no contracts, unless you have a physical address. It's their rule. I didn't make this up. Here's what I would suggest. Number one, look for a company who is doing what you're doing. Specifically, find out, do they have contracts with any federal agencies? Do they have contracts with any state or local government? Because we don't have to create a new blueprint. A blueprint exists. Look at TikTok. Oh, and that's one thing that's right now banned in federal government. As a contractor, you can't have it on your different devices. I know, y'all probably didn't even know that. You get that from Dr. Parks, because I actually have contracts. So TikTok came out of nowhere. All the top players, Facebook, what did they do? Oh my gosh, we got to start mimicking them. We need something, we need a short, or we need something short. So LinkedIn had like stories trying to capture that short element, right? And then all of a sudden, what did Instagram do? Oh, we're going to have Reels. They basically cut and pasted TikTok to Instagram and then rebranded it as Reels. That's no different in the business space. Think of all the burger companies. I bet you right now you can think of 5. Smashburger, Burger King, McDonald's, Five Guys, Wendy's. So there's no need to figure it out on your own. Research, and this goes for any genre. Look to see who's doing it, who are their clients, and how can you do it better? How can you do it better? And also, you never know, there might be an opportunity for you to subcontract, because they've done all the hard work for you. They went, hunted, got the kill, brought it in, they cut it, they cooked it, and all you have to do is bring your plate. Micro purchase is really about the dollar amount. That's really what it's about. There isn't per se like a micro purchase website. I know that a lot of people out there are like, micro purchases, get micro purchases, get micro purchases. That sounds amazing, but typically this is how micro purchase works. Let me give you a great example. So several years ago, a woman, she knew of us just through training development. She's like, look, we need an 8-hour course. How much money would it cost? Because I'm going to use my government credit card. And so that's how I'm going to pay for it, a micro purchase. We gave her a number and she's like, oh, well, just so you know, the limit on my card, it was really low. I think it was like $3,000 or something. So we were like, okay, well, we'll make it work. So because of her kind of knowing us, she came to us. Not too long ago, we bid on an opportunity for a training course. It was a half-day virtual training course that turned into being an in-person training course. It was under $5,000. I promise you. My contracts range. We've been on all kinds of contracts. They used a card. That's how they paid. We have an agency right now. They're using a card. So sometimes it's through the side door of them knowing, liking, and trusting you. Sometimes it's used through bidding. Websites where it's more common are Unison, the Government Publishing Office, and Dibs. It just tends to be that way. Reverse and figuring it out. It was 10 years ago when I won our first $4 million 5-year government contract with an agency. I didn't know anything about any of that. I didn't know about payroll. I didn't have a proper handbook. There were so many things I didn't. But I knew what I did have, and I knew that I would figure it out. So the end was, I got this contract. I have these amazing people that I inherited. I have to be able to pay them. So I just figured it out and did a lot of research. And this is one of those moments for you where you're just going to see who are the companies that have won this type of work before. Who are they? Who did they sell to? What did they sell? Or maybe also look at manufacturers. You can ask them, hey, I know you make this hair mousse. Do you by chance sell your hair mousse to the federal government? You know, I would think the military would buy these products too. I'm a nurse. Where can I start with market research? Okay, I would ask yourself, what are you looking to sell? Are you looking to get contracts where maybe you're providing additional nurses to the government, or are you looking for anything like selling laptops? That's the thing that's the best, is ask yourself, what are you interested in selling? What will make you happy? Is this something that you can do repeatedly? That's what's key. You don't always have to love everything. You don't, but you gotta like it enough to sell it, and you have to believe in it. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, man, nobody else gonna believe in it either. So you gotta believe in it. You all are amazing. Until next time, like, subscribe, follow Dr. Kizzy Parks. I love and adore every single one of you. Join my Facebook group. Don't forget, everything is possible. Everything is possible, y'all. Take care.